The 5 Levels of Leadership by John C. Maxwell. Leadership is a journey. Developing as a leader is like embarking on a voyage. As you progress, you will pass through 5 levels of leadership. Climbing to each successive level involves increasing amounts of work, but as you develop, you will find leadership easier. You cannot skip any level, and as you progress to a higher level, you never leave the previous one behind. Although moving up takes lifelong effort and commitment, you can fall from grace with horrendous speed, so never forsake your values. The higher you ascend, the greater your fulfillment will be, particularly since you'll earn the opportunity, at the pinnacle of leadership, to develop future leaders and build a legacy. Level 1, Position. Your leadership journey begins when you gain a managerial position. Someone believed in you and gave you a higher rank with more responsibility. Your first task is to show your boss and staffers how you intend to help them succeed. Good leaders always make things happen. They get results. Just having a top position doesn't mean you are a leader, though your new title may mean you have arrived in terms of status. To ensure that your company grows, expand your capabilities. Leadership based on holding a high position can be lonely. Use your rank to create a following. Short-sighted leaders who care only about position tend to play politics instead of valuing their people. They can develop an entitlement mentality and provoke high turnover, since good workers can't tolerate bad leaders and will quit. People often leave jobs to escape bad bosses. If you have to tell people that you're the leader, you're not. Positions and titles are labels, not guarantees of power. As a pastor, author John C. Maxwell thought he would run his church's board meetings, but a rural farmer named Claude took over the meetings instead. Titles didn't matter to Claude, who explained, all the letters before or after a name are like the tail on a pig. It has nothing to do with the quality of the bacon. Helping another person to become a competent leader almost always takes longer than you think and is more difficult than you expect. Don't exploit your position by ordering others around. Instead, inspire and encourage them to act. Ask how you can help them instead of the other way around. Don't pull rank. Learn from former Massachusetts Governor Christian Herter. After campaigning all morning, Herter stopped at a church barbecue for lunch. When he asked for a second piece of chicken, the volunteer who served him refused. "Lady, do you know who I am?" asked Herter. "I am the governor of this state." Her response, "Do you know who I am? I'm the lady in charge of the chicken. Now, move along." Level 2, Permission. This stage marks the beginning of real leadership. Many leaders follow one of 2 paths, the hard path that focuses on productivity or the soft path that focuses on building relationships. These relationship-oriented leaders may appear soft in performance-driven corporate cultures. Leaders centered on hard results may want to bypass level 2, where relationships are core, and go straight to production-driven level 3, while soft leaders may get too comfortable on level 2. Interview a person who has left and the odds are high that they did not leave their job. They left the people they had to work with. At this level, your objective is to create relationships with your employees, the people who give you permission to lead them. Your work will become easier when you develop mutual caring, trust and respect. As a level 2 leader, you must deal with each staffer as a whole person, including his or her pluses and minuses, dysfunctional behavior, health problems or personal idiosyncrasies. Be a good listener, maintain a consistent mood and stay optimistic. Good leaders know that conflict comes with leading and they maintain a positive attitude toward personnel issues. Your staff members will give you their best efforts when you encourage and support them. A leader must have a clear picture of each person's strengths and weaknesses and understand how they fit the needs of the team. Define the values that matter to you, and put those values in action. Thank those who helped you obtain your current position. Surround yourself with people who have the skills you lack. Admit when you don't know something. Know what you do well and what you should improve. Seek feedback to polish your leadership abilities. Focus more on relationships and less on systems and rules, but remember that sometimes you must initiate difficult conversations with employees who do not meet expectations. Before you start the conversation, consider the following advice. Don't let problems fester. Have the discussion early. Stay calm. Don't initiate an emotionally taxing conversation when you're upset. Keep difficult conversations private. Be thoughtful. Don't embarrass or intimidate your employee. Seek feedback from your employee, and take constructive criticism to heart. Level 3, Production. This level separates real leaders from those who merely hold leadership titles. You can't fake production, and you must produce to grow as a leader. In fact, leaders who don't produce get fired. However, delivering results will add to your reputation and credibility and will silence your critics. Production fuels self-confidence, good workplace morale and continued momentum. Level 3 demands making hard decisions, being accountable for mistakes and taking responsibility for goals. And it is taxing. Some level 3 leaders tire of having supervisors constantly watching them or of having their staffers always waiting for instructions. On level 3, the relationships you've built with your employees will change. Some will move up to this level of productivity with you. Others will stay behind and resist your efforts to push them out of their comfort zones. Accept all your team members as individuals. Do what you can to make their jobs enjoyable. As long as people still have a pulse, you will be dealing with messy and difficult situations. To succeed, understand how you fit into your organization's overall vision. Own your personal style, your commitment to improvement, and your views on accountability and responsibility. If you focus on your strengths, your leadership ascension will happen more quickly. Tell your staffers what you want, and make sure they're committed to giving it to you. Working with teams is more effective than working with individuals because a team brings the best qualities of each person to bear amid a cohesive unit. Ensure that your team members complement each other. Prioritize work with the greatest returns. Eliminate anything that slows you or your productivity. Level 4, People Development. At the next level, you go beyond leading an energetic and productive team and move on to developing a leadership culture. You reach level 4 when you train and develop your employees into leaders themselves. Identify and apply the strength of each individual to increase the productivity of your whole unit. Unlike equipment and facilities, people never depreciate, so invest in them. You cannot influence people who don't trust you. Reaching the upper echelons of leadership is difficult. Many leaders focus their attention on increasing production when they should be developing future leaders. Training leaders abets your growth and keeps you competitive, but it requires changing your mindset from doing to developing. Some leaders can't let go of production, but at this stage, a sound leader delegates tasks and shares responsibilities. Training and developing your employees gives you more time to think, an asset that you may need. Being thoughtful benefits your ascension, even if you don't realize how just having some time to think serves all aspects of your development as a leader. Trust is the foundation not only of leadership relationships, but of all relationships. When you are a level 4 leader, your firm reaps the potential of the talented leaders you helped create. Developing talent is hard work and requires maturity. Some leaders pour their heart and soul into leadership development and receive nothing in return. Either the employees aren't ready or, once they become leaders, they take their talents elsewhere. Other leaders neglect leadership training because they are too self-centered or insecure. Seasoned leaders pave the way for others and let their companies reap the rewards over the long term. Let go of your ego and stop micromanaging. Learn to trust your employees to become leaders like you. The best leaders promote people into leadership based on leadership potential, not on politics, seniority, credentials, or convenience. When you recruit potential leaders, consider the 4 C's: chemistry, character, capacity, and contribution. Chemistry is important in creating a sense of mutual regard. Trust springs from working with someone who has good character, and it can become the basis for a strong mentoring relationship. If you can't get along with the people you train, you will fail as a mentor. The capacities of future leaders can be difficult to assess. Focus on their ability to handle stress, their skills, and the way they respond to problems. A worthy candidate remains positive through challenging circumstances. Recruit leaders who will contribute beyond their call of duty. Identify those with integrity, problem-solving, ability, vision, communication, influence, creativity, passion, teamwork, servanthood, attitude, confidence, and self-discipline. Be confident, but also be humble. If you've become successful, it's only because a lot of other people helped you all along the way. Once you determine who your leaders are, place them in the right positions. Boston Celtics coach Red Auerbach attributes his 9 NBA championships and 16 overall championships to understanding that he needed to put the 5 players on the court who could work together the best. Model the behavior you expect your leaders to adopt. At level 4, you're already leading at a very high level, higher than 90% of all other leaders. Level 4 leaders realize that every leadership candidate requires individualized treatment based on his or her temperament and interpersonal style. Stay accessible and open to comments and criticisms from your employees. Know that developing leaders is a lifetime commitment. Level 5, Pinnacle. You will climb to level 5 by learning constantly, working through your own insecurities or fears, and recruiting and training the best people. At level 5, your main goal must be developing a leadership culture by defining leadership, training your best leaders, practicing what you preach, and creating a legacy of what leadership should be. Leaders always need more quality thinking time. Yet because most leaders have a bias toward action, they often don't have it. Level 5 requires maturity, natural talent, and skill. You must be fluid and flexible. Most leaders don't make it this far, or they attain this pinnacle only late in their careers. At this level, your influence extends beyond your organization, and you affect others in your industry and society in general. Level 5 executives look to the future and never stop developing the next generation of leaders. As you help lower level leaders make the climb to the top 2 levels, follow the Pareto principle by spending 80% of your time developing the top 20% of your team into lasting leaders. If you're through learning, you're through. Ironically, level 1 and level 5 leaders share a risk, thinking they've reached their destination and can stop trying. Level 5 holds some disadvantages. For example, some level 5 leaders rest on their laurels. They stop growing because they believe they deserve their success. However, good level 5 leaders have learned humility along the way and understand that many other people contributed to their success and that it is their turn to build success for other people. Teach those closest to you how to make it to the next level. Leaving a successor is the last great gift a leader can give an organization. Even after your long climb upward, remember that you are not indispensable. Seek out likely successors. Every level 5 leader should be comfortable being succeeded instead of needed. Find leaders who can improve on your accomplishments. By developing leaders, you increase your organization's size, reach, power, and lasting contribution to its industry and to society. Mentor many candidates and polish your ability to develop level 4 leaders into level 5 leaders. You cannot delegate this task. Only you have the hard-earned know-how to be able to distinguish between those who should move up and those who are not ready. If you don't mentor aspiring level 5 leaders, they will find someone else who will, and you'll lose their loyalty and trust. Before you retire or leave your organization, choose a successor to replace you. Many people overcome difficult situations, illness, unemployment, divorce, or a bereavement. Facing pain and adversity gives valuable life lessons. Use your experiences, good and bad, to lead others. Share what you've learned through adversity. Never fear the ascension of those you taught and trusted. The more power they attain, the more accrues to you. As you ascend into the top ranks of executives and develop future upper echelon leaders, stay humble. Rely on close friends who care enough to tell you the truth about how you can improve and what you do well. As part of your corporate culture, encourage leadership at all levels. Use your success for the greater good.